How many Americans live in Germany? I have no idea. It was a lot. However, because I didn't know, I did my research. And in my research, via Google, Wikipedia, and other sources, I got some numbers. So check out these numbers here. Now, approximately 120,000 US citizens live in Germany as we speak. And not only that, 355,400 people with American citizenship live in Germany. Now, this includes both individuals who are US citizens and those with American ancestry. So that's quite a bit, right? But we're not done yet. Additionally, there are over 40,000 members of the US military and 15,000 civilian employees of Americans that live there permanently, either stationed there, for a temporary amount of time or permanently there. Now, as you see, you will find there are a lot of us there, a lot of Americans there. Why? Because Germany's beautiful. That's number one, right? But let's go. Now, it's tricky. It's hard to get an exact number. It is. I mean, exact to the T number of Americans living there. But there is a breakdown. I have some estimates here, some factors to consider. And again, I got them from the sources of Wikipedia, Google, and other stats offices. Like number one, the status office here. One says estimates between 300,000 and 400,000 Americans in Germany. Now, that includes Americans, American citizens, their German-born descendants, and all that. Okay. Now, the Association of Americans Residents Overseas, otherwise known as the AARC or O, overseas, estimates 238,652 Americans in Germany as of 2023. Now, another place of reference is Statistica, referencing the German Central Register of Foreigners. Now, they find they have 120,385 U.S. citizens specifically in Germany alone. Another source, is called the SAVI Normad estimates, 153,647 Americans in Germany. That's a lot, right? Okay, and they vary. They vary slightly, and it's kind of hard to get that accurate count that how many Americans are abroad. But as you can see, we could be safe to say there's a lot. There's a lot of Americans over there, and I know the reason why. And anyways, and the many reasons are healthcare, affordability, the beauty of it, the food. And oh my goodness, I have to say it, spaghetti eyes. I have a spaghetti eyes playlist on my channel. Check it out. But another factor here is, again, that when we start out at the beginning, military personnel. Not only the military personnel, but their families. Now, that's a huge portion of the American population in Germany. And most of them have a military connection. Now, there are a lot of folks over there that do not have any at all. No many military connection at all, none whatsoever. But most of them, they do, including soldiers, airmen, different branches of services, employees of the military, and their families on top of that. So right now we used to have 242 bases, posts. I was Army, so we call them posts, but Air Force bases, okay? We had a total of 242 bases there, bases, posts, whatnot. To date, there are only 119 U.S. military bases in Germany. Now, a lot of them, they go from large to small. You got small garrisons, you got large garrisons, you have forward operating locations, and many other factors. Now, when the Cold War was going on, now I was stationed there, the Cold War was going on. So we had many, many more, as you can see, because we had 242 military bases there. And but since the Cold War ended in 1989, when the wall fell, many things changed. We didn't really have that threat of Russia at the time, so it wasn't really necessary to keep all those places open due to technology, due to current events, and and stuff like that going on. But and because of that, it caused a reduction of the number of bases, military posts, military presence in Germany. But we are still there. We're still there, full force. We have a lot of people there, but not like it was way back there, way back then in the Cold War when I lived there both times. Actually, the 70s and 80s, two different times. But anyway, so a lot has changed in that fact. Now, another group of people are expats. Okay, you have retired military expats. You got folks who never been in the military at all, but who moved to Germany. Professionals working for American companies or even German companies or whatever, even Polish companies. There's Polish companies in Germany. Students, graduates. Now, one thing about students over in Germany, there's no cost for to go to the university there. However, there is you pay, I think, a 200-300 euro fee each and every semester. That's it. But compared to the United States, that's a drop in the bucket, right? I mean, $200-300 per semester. Oh my goodness, that's like nothing, right? But that's a humongous reason to go. But a lot of people go there for the university, and that contributes there to the American population in Germany and all over Germany. German-born descendants. Okay, now some Americans in Germany are descendants of German immigrants who moved to the U.S. over the years, and trust me, there have been many of Germans that moved to the U.S., migrated over here, immigrant, and then returned. And some are children of American service members who were stationed in Germany. So all that time over time, it builds more and more people. Now, the Ryland Falls area, which I absolutely love that area. I love that area. Today, it has the highest concentration of Americans with estimates of over 50,000. Okay, that's a lot. Now, I know you got Ramstein Air Force Base there. You got K-Town and Kaiserslautern. They have a different area. You have Army and Air Force almost side by side. They're not side by side, but they're almost side by side in the same area. They maintain a high level of Americans there, including their families. So that's something to take in consideration when you're noting the population. So this is really mind-boggling. I mean, you would think 100,000, 150, but these are big numbers still today, and especially comparing from the Cold War era to now. I mean, it's just it's mind-boggling to me. Now, again, there are many American communities over there in Germany, either military or non-military. There is comprised of military personnel, expats, and again, descendants of German Americans. Now, as I got into my study here, and I'm learning here myself, I started pinpointing cities, okay, in the cities of how many Americans are in each city. Now, I chose several here, and the first one I started with is Berlin. Now, as of 2024, these are the numbers in the following cities. Berlin, which is the capital of Germany, has 22,694 residents, Americans, okay? Munich, 6,705. Hamburg, 3,880. Frankfurt, 3,147. Bonn, which is the old capital of Germany when it was East and West Germany, 1,823. Dusseldorf, 1,732. And Heidelberg, 1,670. That's a lot. Now, we can't forget about Wiesbaden. I love that area too. 1,346. And again, K-Town, Kaiserslautern, over 50,000. Now, these numbers aren't exact, just like I said before, but it's a close number to what it was in 2024, including Nuremberg, which has 1,327 Americans living in Germany. Now, that's a lot of Americans over there. Again, it's not like it was way back when I was stationed there, living there in a place called Schweinfurt. I mean, it's a lot of people. Now, when I was there, Schweinfurt, Lower Barracks, it was a full force. You had Lower Barracks, Con Barracks, you had Bamberg, right down the road and everything. Of course, all that's closed down now. It was all given back to the Germans when they retired. I happened to be there at the closing ceremony in 2014 when Leeward Barracks in Schweinfurt, Germany closed down. So I was there to witness the flag to go down for the very last time, and that was really, really neat. But anyways, so many changes in Germany, but the feeling's the same. I love the German people over there. I love the culture over there. I love the food over there. Did I mention spaghetti eyes? I love spaghetti eyes over there. Can't help myself. I just love it all. But thank you so much for watching. I just thought I was thinking, how many Americans are in Germany? I had that big question mark in my head, and again, I started doing my research. And when you do research, you find out a lot of stuff, right? You find out a lot of stuff. But thank you so much for watching, and make sure you leave your comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much again, and Dankeschön und Tschüss. Bye, guys.